Hello, and welcome back to Goddess Tales. I'm Serena, and I'm here embracing my story in hopes that it inspires you to embrace your own. So, this is the second episode of Goddess Tales, and on the first episode, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. But I introduced the acronym Goddess and what that means to me. So, the word Goddess stands for gratitude, omnipotence, discernment, devotion, expression, soul, and spirit. And in the first episode, I aligned gratitude along with the root chakra, as I'll be aligning each video with one of the words of goddess, along with one of the seven chakras. So today, we are going to embrace omnipotence with the sacral chakra, the second chakra. So, as this channel is picking up where my memoir left off, I just wanted to read what I wrote about for omnipotence. Omnipotence is the quality of having unlimited or very great power. To me, that represents the power or energy of God. According to the law of conservation of energy, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It is just transferred from one entity to the next. The way I see it, that power is a part of everything. It has been a part of everything that has existed and everything that will exist. The creations we know to exist and the ones that we have yet to discover. They all hold the power of God in some way, you and I included. So, in embracing the omnipotence that we hold inside and aligning that with the sacral chakra, which is about creativity and sexual energy, today's tales, I wanted to talk about becoming a mother and and my birthing stories. Like, they tell you that each pregnancy is different, and they really are. So I do have some juicy sexual energy stories that are told in here about how pretty much how I was acting, like some of my behaviors when my sacral chakra was out of balance. But I know that it is that it's far more balanced than it used to be, because I am able to express myself and talk about this and be open with my emotions and what I've been through. So, I have two sons. They are from two separate relationships. They're 7 years apart. My first son was born when I was 22, and leading up to giving birth to him, I watched all of those birthing shows, like A Baby Story, just those, those documentaries that gave the beautiful story about being pregnant, going to Lamaze class, the whole lining up that fairy tale of giving birth. So I went in, I basically went into labor when I was at 38 weeks. And but I had been dealing with Braxton Hicks for weeks up towards that. Funny story, my family was out of town over the Christmas holiday, and I just knew I was in labor because they left me. And that's not why I knew I was in labor, but I was going through so many Braxton Hicks that I called my mom and I was like, I think I'm going into labor. You need to come back home. So she left the family and spent New Year's with me. Uh, so that because I thought I was giving birth, I did not give birth to my son for like another 2 weeks, but oops. It was my first time. Who knows? I didn't know. I really felt like I was. So, um, but when I did go in to give birth, I ended up having to have a C-section. He did not come down the birth canal. Um, I got an epidural. The original dose that they gave me was just too much for my body. Like, it had actually, I couldn't even push originally. I couldn't even push for a while. We had to wait until the medicine wore off before I could actually try to push. And when I did, that went on for hours and he just never came down. So I had an emergency C-section. So at the end of that, I felt like I did not give birth to my son. Like, the postpartum hit me hard. I thought it made me feel like the doctor gave birth to my son, not myself. And that was a little bothersome. Like, it put me in a low spot. And it took me a while to realize that it didn't matter. That was a normal way of giving birth as well nowadays. And it was what was necessary in order for me to have him. So I am grateful. When you're hitting a rough spot, I always start climbing out via gratitude. So, um, I am grateful for the experience that I had in giving birth to my son and dealing with those C-section scars, the aftermath of, the body aches and just the healing that goes through. I've learned to accept that. That is part of my story. I am embracing it. I am here. I know that I am not the only one. So if you have been through that, like, yeah, we are C-section sisters. So, and then my second son, and honestly, in between that, I had a miscarriage with the father of my second son a few years after I want to say my oldest son would have been about 4 when I miscarried. So that was, I just I just say that it just wasn't time. The timing was not right for that scenario, and it was okay. I've accepted that as well. And so then fast forward to giving birth to my second son. Like I said, I had a C-section for the first one. And typically, when you have a C-section, they told me that I had to have another C-section when I gave birth to the second one. So that's what I was prepared for. I was prepared to be, to have 2 C-sections. That was it. So I had crazy story. I had two tickets that were going to expire that I needed to use. To Europe actually. So I flew over to Paris, me and my mom. Well, actually, we went to London first, and I am 7 months pregnant. We fly into London. We take the Euro train down to Paris, and we stay a few days. And we are out just having a grand old time. I am taking sights. We are seeing Buckingham Palace. We are exploring. It's a trip of the lifetime. I didn't want to let the tickets go to waste. So I was just like, YOLO, let's go. And we have this amazing trip. And on the night before we are supposed to go back to the hotel, we are exploring Paris. We've gone and seen the Eiffel Tower. We've gone. We're in Notre Dame, and we're going inside, and I start having Braxton Hicks. And like I said, I had a false alarm when I was pregnant with my first son. So I'm just like feeling these contractions. I'm like, you know what? It's whatever. It's just these Braxton Hicks again. I'll just keep my mouth shut. I'm here with my mom. Let's enjoy the sight. So I am in Notre Dame. I am boo-hoo crying. Like everything was just so intense, so beautiful. They started playing the organ, and it is just like horror film, but at the same time it is just beautiful. And I am crying. I'm like, Mom, I don't know why I'm so emotional. And at the same time, I'm having all of these Braxton Hicks, and my mom is just like, um, first of all, she told me that we should have just gone home. But I mean, a lot of that story again is in the book. But for this video's sake, and just for these tales that I kind of want to keep short, um, like she told me we shouldn't have gone. She said we should have just left from London, went back home, because she had a feeling. But anyway, so on our way back from Notre Dame back to our hotel, we're on the hop on and off bus. And when we get off on our final stop, which is on the Champs-Elysees, I step off the bus and my water breaks. Like on the Champs-Elysees. Like the Arc de Triomphe is right there. I am just like in a movie. We go to the bus driver and I'm like, baby, water, baby. He's like, no. That was his response. And we see these cops up there. I guess someone had just got their wallet stolen, it's touristic areas. So we go up to the cops, and I'm sitting there, and my pants, my jeans are wet, and my mom is panicky. We're both panicky. I'm like, I'm having a baby. Like my water is had broke. They call the ambulance. I ride in the French ambulance, and I was a heavy girl. Like I was pushing 270. So like they like lift me up. They take me. I have this crazy birthing experience. I actually gave birth to my son uh, via VBAC. You know, I don't want to say all of the words on here on YouTube, but let's just say I didn't have to have another C-section. But at the same time, I was 10 weeks early. Like my son came premature. So I had this premature baby in this foreign country, which I did not speak French. I downloaded an app a couple days before I went out there. Like I just knew bonjour, au revoir, you know, Beauty and the Beast, basic stuff like that. So I ended up spending 7 weeks out in Paris. I met a nurse's aide. I call him my guardian angel. Um, it was just another beautiful soul that saved my life, and that whole experience, the power, the strength, the omnipotence of it, the full circle of all of the things that helped, the prayers that I received from my family and friends, because I spent 6 weeks pretty much alone with my son, um, and we didn't come back until he was 7 weeks old, and it was just a crazy experience. But the love that I felt, the energy that I felt just from given life, the this crazy stories that you have, um, just as a creator, you know, just for creating something, two completely different different entities, two completely different beings, two completely different experiences, both from me though. So whatever you have, whatever you want to give birth to, know that each experience will be different. Your experience cannot be like someone else's. So don't be discouraged just because you see someone else do something that you wanted to do. Yours will come out different. Even when you do it again, yours will come out different. So we're not robots, we are humans. Um, I want to give some chakra wisdom on this out of my chakra wisdom card deck, and on the second chakra. Sorry, that story made me a little emotional. So, well-being. I honor and respect my body by giving it what it deserves to thrive. I provide myself with the best of food, exercise, water, relaxation, therapeutic treatments, and thoughts. I only consume foods and liquids that were designed by nature to be in my body. I stimulate my body's energy flow with exercise. I make time to rest, as stillness and tranquility are vital to keep my mind and body rejuvenated. So, as you are growing into your creativity, growing into your power, your strength, remember your well being. We are here for growth, and we want to grow to be healthier. So, let me give you some goddess wisdom from this goddess deck. Oh, a card already flipped over. So, she said, hello. It's number 30, Mama Wata, and it's naked. Ooh, here we are with that sexual energy popping up. And this is beautiful. The card itself is just gorgeous. So Mama Wata and her sisters live in the Ikpoba River in Benin City, Nigeria. But the ancient mermaid goddess is her own global pantheon. Mama Wata influences emotions and gives her followers with clairvoyance and healing powers. So her guidance is, hide no more. The emotional nakedness you avoid is your superpower. not your shame. The embodiment. Being emotionally naked means being vulnerable enough for the real you to shine through. Vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. Practice being transparent. Start with the people closest to you. Say, I haven't been showing the whole me, but I am starting today. Have the courage to feel and express your feelings without people pleasing. Speak your truth. Share your story. Cultivate appreciation for vulnerability in others. Become comfortable with feeling uncomfortable and making others uncomfortable. The Goddess Declaration. I have the courage to be vulnerable. And if that is not true to me, sacral sexual energy, you are your most vulnerable when you are being creative. Whew. Take care of yourselves. You know, you take care of yourself, you are able to take care of others. I am absolutely in love with this. Like, thank you so much for being here. If you have watched both of these videos, or if this is your first one, check out the first. If this is your first video, check out my first video because this is the second one. Like I said, I'll be aligning these first 7 videos with these words, breaking down Goddess along with the 7 chakras, and this is just getting better and better. So like, share, subscribe. If you want to know as soon as the next video comes out, hit the notification button. I love you. Thank you. Mwah.